we back. Hope y'all had a happy 4th. But it's back to work, back to the grind. So I'm still gonna do this video that I set out to do every morning. And then I'm super tired. Um, but we're looking at gamma exposure for today on SPY. And like I said, if you guys like this type of stuff, make sure to let me know in the comments. That way, we can add tickers to it, make the video a little longer if you want. But for today, I took a screenshot this morning. Here's one that was taken here recently of basically this is what it looked like at the close on Friday, I think. So people are positioned to the upside, but not very much. They were positioned to the upside just because we were kind of squeezing at the end of the day. That was just kind of a gamma squeeze. I was texting a friend of mine about it. He was getting all bullish. I said, the dynamics at work here on Friday were really just squeezing out the last of the late bears on the 370s, which I was kind of a part of that for a while. I didn't think they were going to actually be able to squeeze them, so I kind of got baited into the downside too. So I'm not saying I read this perfectly, but anyways, what happened here is that everybody, they got positioned to the upside. That's why the video I put out was 386. It was definitely possible we could go there. But looking at the gamma exposure this morning, it looks like that's all been cleared out. Once the open interest came out, you can get your new gamma levels, because these gamma levels are going to be based off the open interest of Friday, which don't get updated until Monday morning. So once you can't make your plan based on old open interest. You always have to make sure you update it and get the new open interest. So the new open interest basically is saying 375 would be the pin for today. If we see new gamma levels being built up, probably would start with the 370 most likely, and then the 365. I'm going to watch those two levels as this gets updated throughout the day. You can watch that in Investors Haven's Discord. They have a watch list. Basically, if you get into Investors Haven, you can come in here and look at the watch list for SPY. This gets updated every 15 minutes. That way, you can see the changes over time. So this is the one that got updated. This would have been yesterday's. Anyways, it's just been updating, and it's wrong now. So when they update it here, it'll look something like this, and then you can see the changes, and that'll give you a good idea. Sorry, I just hit my elbow on the desk. And then the vol triggers, because we're going to open up under the volatility triggers, we're going to open up in a long-term volatile situation, meaning that both the overall GEX is negative and today's gamma exposure is negative. We're not negative that much, just because we're barely under it. So that means that it could definitely go positive again. And if we are truly switching into sort of a short-term bull market, these big gap downs are going to get bought up. So I'd definitely be watching that 379 to see if they can squeeze it to the 385. Max Pain is really close. I don't really use Max Pain very much, but that's because recently the Max Pain has just been crazy out of the money, so there's no reason to even look at it. But nowadays it's sitting here at this 380, which if you've been following this video, 380's been a huge deal. So keeping your mind out for scenarios where we're watching this 375 is our main pivot. 377 is going to be a resistance just because it's got a lot of gamma there. 379 is going to be a resistance because that's today's volatility trigger. 385 could potentially get tagged if we get a squeeze going. I don't see a lot of fuel to be able to squeeze at 6 points from the 379. And then we're going to be watching for gamma exposure being built up on the downside. The 370 probably being the next target there. So taking it one step at a time on your plays. If you start seeing things break down, for example, you start seeing, like Tesla breaking down, or Amazon, especially. Amazon was sort of a leader on Friday. If this thing starts breaking down, you can definitely see some more downside. You can see the support is really down here about 102, 104. Same thing here. Tesla sort of looking like it wants to break support. Even after its numbers came out and they beat, we're still down, so that's something to consider. Anyways, hopefully this helps you guys out this morning and you guys can make a little bit of money today, and we'll see you in the recap later this afternoon. Bye.